Right, it's another Perimenopause Hub bite size for you. Today, mine and Jade's favourite topic, tracking.
Yes, now we know that a lot of people generally only track when they're trying to conceive and things like that, but tracking is honestly one of the most powerful things that we can do as women. And just because it gives us so much control over our lives, it can show us when our good weeks are, when our bad weeks are, when we're going to need mac and cheese and pizza, and when people really shouldn't even make eye contact with us because we might stab them. Pretty much.
100%.
Which is fair.
And a lot of us kind of, because we don't track all the time, or maybe we only track the things that feel negative, we don't necessarily get a feel for the overriding pattern that is actually always there. So we may sort of, on some level, have realized that in the few days before our cycle starts that we feel a bit crap, or we feel a bit low, or we feel a bit quite angry, but we may not have properly tied it up. And I know a lot of people kind of, when they get to their next period starting, they go, oh right, oh god, yeah, that explains everything that happened in the last few days. Whereas if you get into the habit of tracking, you kind of forearmed for that, so you know that it's coming. You can just go and sit in a darkened room, order mac and cheese on speed dial, actually take the appropriate measures and really actually view it as a form of self-care, because you are looking out for what your body will need at certain times. Now, people often ask us what they should track. Really, it is down to you. You might want to track sleep, you might want to track hunger cues, you might want to track basal body temperature. By the way, if you do that, you need to do it as the first thing you do in the morning, and you need to be way more
every morning
than I will ever be. So, you may want to track mood, you may want to track energy levels, and all of those things will give you a bigger picture. So you may, if you're not yet tracking, you may have this kind of general idea that a lot of the time you feel crap and low and unmotivated and low in energy. Whereas once you start tracking, you may find that actually out of your, for the sake of argument, 4-week cycle, who has one of them? But you may find that out of your cycle, you're actually 60-40 of feeling good versus feeling not good. You might actually find you 80-20 feeling good versus feeling bad, but that 20% of feeling bad becomes all consuming. So tracking puts you back in control and really lets you see what's going on, and really get an understanding of your body that no one else can have, because only you have your body.
Yeah, and if you're wondering where you track, you can use pen and paper. You can buy a notebook specifically to write down anything that you notice. There's loads of apps like Clue and Flow, and funnily enough, we have put together a tracking book which you can buy off Amazon. And the tracking book that we put together, you can put down your mood, your water intake, if you bled, how much you bled, how you're feeling, if you're feeling stressed, anxious, and so on. So we cover all the different areas that you could possibly track.
And it's really personal. I personally use one of the apps. It doesn't track everything I want it to track, but because I've got used to what I'm looking at, I make a mental note and I know what I'm talking about. So I would personally suggest to anybody completely new to tracking, track everything to start with, and then find out which are the things that you really need to hone in on. Or if that sounds really overwhelming, like, Jesus, Emily, I'm not going to track everything because I'll be here all month. Track the things that really matter. So to you, are the things that really matter your mood changes, your anxiety, and your sleep? Or are the things that really matter to you your night sweats, your hunger levels, and your irritability? It doesn't matter. Pick the things that matter to you. That might be everything. That might be just 3 things. It's over to you. But track.